Welcome to Magical Woman. I'm your host, Connie Boyd. I'd like to start by extending a special hello to our subscribers. We are slowly building and growing our channel thanks to you. Today we are featuring LeRoya Sandford in her inspiring second Magical Woman talk. Let us know what you learned from LeRoya, and don't forget to post your questions and comments below. Now let's learn more about LeRoya, and let's spread the Magical Woman word. Now, can you tell the viewers what it was like to perform for Whoopi Goldberg, a comedian performing,
Yes.
a star comedian? And,
Yes,
explain what the situation was that you did that.
So I was on ABC's The View, and they actually, I think it was Elizabeth Hasselbeck, I think is her name. She was searching for a younger comedian for one of the comedy shows that they were doing, because she's very into giving back to kids as well. And so they ended up finding me, and they called the Hollywood Improv, and they were like, oh, she performs here all the time. And so they called me up and they were like, we need you in New York in like a week. I was like, and I'd never been all the way to the East Coast before. Actually, the first time that I arrived and I was in New York, I was in the car that they sent for me, and the car starts driving on the sidewalk because there was so much traffic. And I was like, oh, I guess this is what New York is like. And but I was super into it. I thought it was amazing. And Whoopi Goldberg is one of my, I just look up to her so much. And it's kind of like the junior magicians because when we practice what we do, we actually perform in front of the other junior magicians. So magicians performing in front of magicians is like the hardest thing. And so comedians performing in front of comedians is like, oh no. Yeah. So doing it was just such an amazing experience. When I heard the laugh, and she asked, actually, if she came up to me and was like, I would love to be your mentor. And I was like, I would love she acted like I was the one that was gifting her when she was really gifting me. And I was just totally honored. And I was able to keep on emailing her and learn so much from her when it comes to timing and what it means to be a comedian and what it means to be an African-American woman in this industry and how to be a powerful one.
Right. Yeah, and you're setting new standards. You're behaving in a professional manner, and you're just soaring through it with grace and dignity. And you're doing just fabulous. You should be so proud of yourself, dear. Really
Thank you.
It's a joy to speak with you. It's just, you can feel the positivity coming off of you, and that you are a force to be reckoned with. There's just a wonderful inner spirit there that's just bursting out at the seams.
Thank you so much. It means a lot.
Yeah, it's beautiful. What would you say is your biggest fear, and how do you overcome that fear?
Oh, that's a good question. I would say my biggest fear is probably ending up later in life with 5 days on and 2 days off, and hating what I do, hating my job, hating what I do every day. Because there's so many traffic fighters in this world, people who just wake up on Monday through Friday and they fight traffic every morning, and they're angry, and they do it because they have to. They do it because they got to provide for their family, but they don't enjoy it. They're not happy. And that's like, I think 72% of the year that they're actually working and dreading that time that they're doing. And
Right.
so I really don't want, I have such a big fear of doing something that I don't enjoy. And so I feel like if I could find a job, which is what I'm kind of doing, but it doesn't feel like a job because I love what I do. Right. And truly loving what I do and not spending that time dreading life. So I really just want to break that chain and make sure that I'm doing something I love, so that other people can also see, oh, I could make money. I could have a life doing something I actually love to do.
Well, you're very good in school. You're highly intelligent, and you received a scholarship. Can you tell the viewers a little bit about that and what your experience was, and how perhaps you even included your entertainment in that process?
Sure, of course. Actually, so I got the Posse Foundation Scholarship, which has a 4.4% acceptance rate, and it's about, I think, 20,000 kids apply every single year, and they dwindle it down to groups of 10 that go to these different colleges. I was fortunate enough to get into Dickinson College, and that was my chosen school. What they do for the Posse Foundation is they have 3 rounds of interviews. Start off in a room of about 200 kids, and that gets dwindled down to about 30 and then 10. But actually, on one of my interviews, I went in and performed for them, and they said, and they were like, when they were like, tell us a little bit about yourself, I actually did comedy magic and did some music, and they were like, they weren't expecting it,
Right.
but that actually ended up working in my benefit because it is what I do, and it is me, and I'm studying theater in college right now with psychology and creative writing. So it's everything that I plan to do and that the college saw in me that they really wanted, which was amazing.
Yeah, it's a fabulous story. Are your plans to go back?
I wasn't really planning on it because of all of the COVID-19 stuff. But then I was recently given a residential advisor work opportunity that I applied for so that I'll be able to be a leader for the upcoming freshmen. And so I was like, I have to take this opportunity because I go to school in Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
and it was so far away from home, so far away from everything. And I know how I felt and how hard it was to leave home, that I want the younger students coming up to have somebody that feels like home. And I feel like magic and comedy, that all intertwines into there, because I'm a lifeguard and I'm a swim coach, and I use magic for what I do with the kids. I'll have them sit down to explain to them rules and a variety of different things. So I feel like it's very important for me to go back and be that mentor for the upcoming students.
And just following through on that mentor theme, you've mentored all the way through school. Can you just tell the viewers a little bit about how you're continuously giving back and trying to help others? Because it's a beautiful quality. It's a beautiful quality of your personality, LeRoya.
Thank you so much. I feel like it's extremely important for me to give back, because the reason why I do what I do is so that other people can see that they can do it too. And so I've always done volunteer work all throughout high school. I was a part of a program where we actually helped kids screenwrite and create their own screenplays. And I even created my own club where we would teach comedy, and I would teach people how to write comedy, and we would put on performances and things like that. And it went throughout the whole school, elementary. And so I really use mentoring in a lot of different ways. And I did also swim coach and lifeguard. And so teaching magic and teaching comedy throughout all of those things has helped, because I actually usually teach in more poor communities, and where I lifeguarded was like a poor community where they don't see entertainment as an option. A lot of kids are told, oh, become an athlete, or you just have to work a 5-day-a-week job. And if it's neither one of those things, then you're going to end up in the streets. And so to me, it's important to be like, no, this is an option. Entertainment is an option. Like, you can be a magician, you can be a comedian, you can do these things. And a lot of the time people will be like, I have nothing to write about. And I'm like, everybody has something to write about. And actually I do teach, I do classes for different entertainers and things like that, and teach them and help them with their scripts and help them with comedy writing and magic scripting.
So always giving back. So, as far as your stand-up material, if you didn't have anybody in the business sort of guiding you, how did you put your material together? What was the catalyst or the motivation behind your material?
I have a crazy family. A crazy family will give you a lot of material. So basically all of my material comes from real life experiences and things that I just don't understand. I just talk about it on stage, and I love hearing the audience's responses and making them laugh, because we all have crazy families.
Yeah, you've got a beautiful take on it, and you also have a very good timing, and
that's usually something that has to be honed. But it's like it was a natural gift to you. You just innately understood your timing.
Yes, I think timing was something that I had to really structure around my comedy. Like when I script, actually, I script out the timing and the commas and stuff like that. But once I started really doing it and doing it a lot more, it became natural. And I realized that the root of everything, besides comedy and magic, music, and all of it, I'm a storyteller. And so with those stories and being a storyteller comes the timing, comes all of that stuff.
Right. Yeah. Education is power.
Yes, definitely. One of the best things that Miss Diana told me was that you don't go to college to get an education. You go to college to become an educated person, and that to me was like that's true because I was really struggling with going for a while because I was like most entertainers they just entertain like we graduate from high school and we go and entertain and that's what you do. So why go to college? Like why? And so I'm glad that she pushed me to do it because the connections and opportunities that I'm able to get and honing my magic and everything is really amazing.
Now, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Come on, you can do it. We need subscribers to obtain more privileges with YouTube. So please, please hit that notifications bell. Spread the word and comment. We love to hear from you.